Good afternoon. I'm Pete Lester here to discuss the uncertainty reduction theory I've chose to explain. Empathic leadership, how it's related to communication, satisfaction, using the uncertainty reduction theory. I'm using a correlation study and a questionnaire and also a demographic questionnaire. The correlation study will determine if there is a relationship between leadership, communication, uncertainty, and communication satisfaction among workers. Scripture adds how the Apostle Paul writes how a person's communication should be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that two people will know how to answer each other in a conversation, to paraphrase the Apostle Paul. Leadership communication, to explain various perspectives of communication, places a high value upon the idea of how connected the person is to honoring and serving communication practices. Communication satisfaction explained. Communication causes stressful situations at work, impacts how performers do their job, and points to how changes in everyday routine can cause dissatisfaction and uncertainty inside the workplace. The problem statement here. Leaders face challenges when times of turbulence and uncertainty make followers feel dissatisfied with the demanding workload, causing turnover, people quit, communication breakdown, workers fail to connect with the customers as well. The research purpose. Gaps in the Lit Review share various perspectives about communication, satisfaction, uncertainty management, and empathic leadership. So additional research is needed on the topic. Significant of the research here, both men and women can become dissatisfied with their positions at work, leading to factors about gender, leadership, uncertainty, communication practices, and how the organization connects overall. Research methodology. The research employed a demographic profile, including age, gender, years worked at the job, marital status, and educational level among workers. Downs and Hazon, 1977, developed the Communication Satisfaction Questionnaire, CSQ, that assesses the level of communication satisfaction perceived by followers about the leadership in the organization they serve. The Communication Satisfaction Questionnaire has 8 sub-scales I'm going to use: personal feedback, subordinate communication, organizational perspective, informal communication, media quality, organizational integrity, or organizational integration, supervisory communication, and communication climate. 2 research questions here. To what extent did empathic leadership and the communication satisfaction subscales relate to follower uncertainty without URT strategies, the uncertainty reduction theory strategies of a control group? The next group, to what extent did empathic leadership and the communication satisfaction subscales relate to follower uncertainty with URT strategies of the experimental group? The Lit Review, grounded in the uncertainty reduction theory, 1975, Berger and Calabrese. The study examines, I'm going to use an organization in Transportation and Logistics Organization in Central Piedmont of North Carolina. Support that I found, researchers found that how having high levels of uncertainty causes a person's behavior to change, higher levels of interest of browsing and research and questions at work. Additional literature review. Jackson and Schuller and Vanderberg, 1987, explain how that you can manage organizational stress and emotional stress. Communicate with the groups, 1. communicate with individuals, and communicate with organizational members of the group. Uncertainty reduction strategies also are job related, they're structural, and they're with the organizational members as you communicate. Empathic leadership deals with persons' characteristics, traits, how they react to certain situations, such as having a heart for serving others and getting questions and answers with the followership and the leadership, just like Nelson Mandela did in South Africa and Gandhi did in India, for example, and Billy Graham does here within the United States. Uncertainty management. Leaders credit the positive formula of honoring diversity and inclusion for all groups and managing uncertainty, just in a question and answer exchange and communication channels. Communication satisfaction. After studying 235 information technology workers in India, Israel and Ayer found that communication satisfaction has a positive relationship with keeping employee retention. Data collection for this study, I'm going to visit 2 visits will be at an organization, 50 participants. The experimental group will be briefed. The uncertainty reduction management strategies with the organization or leader. However, the control group have 25 participants as well, will not be given any information. Data will be collected, spreadsheets into a statistical analysis. And the summary here, high concentrations of research exist about the exploration of how leadership communication impacts uncertainty and communication with organizations using the style of empathic leadership. Also, how leaders are interested in examining and keeping employees and become vested and connected in the organization when you use the uncertainty reduction theories and strategies to explain the changes that are coming. Further research is needed to explore this topic. Thank you very much.